Google Cloud's been working with PwC for a number of years, as a customer, as a partner, around a variety of things. As a partner in your data practice, tell the audience a little bit about what you do, what your team does, and really what you're focusing on for your customers.
Sure. I guess in the context of what I do, I work in the data consulting team at PwC, and we're really, what we would do is we work with our clients, I guess, to become more nimble, more agile in relation to their data and analytics environments. And what that means for us is that we work with clients to help build out their infrastructure in this space, help them to design it, help them to build it, and then help them to operationalize it, and help for it to live and breathe throughout the business.
It's pretty well known, that PwC adopted G Suite, and one of the enablers behind that is to enable you to be more collaborative as a company. It might be interesting for the audience to kind of understand what that was like as well.
Sure. Look, it wasn't necessarily an easy journey. I was old Microsoft. I knew how to use PowerPoint in a certain way. I'd use Skype, and I was very traditional. And admittedly, it took me a little while to get on board, and it took the company a little while to get on board. It's all about change. But once we kind of hit that hurdle, the productivity gains were quite obvious. So we can now connect globally through Hangouts. I can jump into a story we're creating for a client. There could be 15 people working on that document, but it's live. So instead of individual A sending to individual B and it slowing that whole process down, it just productivity is increased, but the feeling of collaboration also increases.
How do you think that impacts or changes culturally, like how people work together, not just collaborate, but just the overall cultural change?
Well, it just breaks down silos, right? Because any organization, PwC in Australia has over 6,000 people, all doing different things, sometimes coming together on a project, sometimes not. And you could have someone sitting in Brisbane, someone sitting in Sydney, and it just creates better collaboration, if that makes sense. So it just allows to break down barriers through very simple means.
It shrinks the world as well.
It shrinks the world. And as you're working together live, you're more likely to pick up the phone and have a conversation about it. You send a document, it sits in someone's inbox, they open it when they want to. Yeah. And so time's lost, but also that ability to co-create is also lost.
Well, then you're like, hey, did you see my email? And they're like, what email?
Yeah, what email? I've got 200. Yes. So I think it just breaks down some of the barriers.
Yeah.
I work in technology. Everyone in our space loves it, right? Because it also makes them feel like they're a part of something modern, as opposed to our own legacy infrastructure and tools and processes.
Sure.
So it also plays a role to retain because we are using the best in class tools for operation purposes.